Ever wonder why you suddenly feel like a raging bull when you're angry? Well, let's dive into the intriguing world of anger and understand its nuances. Anger is more than just a fleeting emotion. It's a complex response that has been ingrained in us through centuries of evolution. Originating from our primal instinct to survive, anger is our body's natural reaction to perceived threats, triggering the fight-or-flight response. Looking through the lens of science, when we feel threatened, our brains release chemicals like adrenaline and noradrenaline, preparing our bodies for potential conflict. Our heart rate increases, our breathing quickens, and we're ready to spring into action. But anger isn't always the villain it's often made out to be. It can be a catalyst for change, driving us to address injustices and solve problems that frustrate us. It's a tool that can be harnessed if understood and managed well. But when anger spirals out of control, it can lead to problems. Problems at work, in personal relationships, and in the overall quality of life. So how does our body know when to heat up with anger? Well, the process is complex and involves several sections of the brain and body. It all starts with the amygdala, a small, almond-shaped structure in the brain that plays a key role in processing emotions. When it senses a threat, it sends a distress signal to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus, often referred to as the brain's command center, springs into action. It communicates with the rest of the body through the autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary body functions like heartbeat and blood pressure. This system has two components, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. In anger, the sympathetic system takes charge, increasing heart rate, blood pressure, and adrenaline levels. Meanwhile, the adrenal glands pump out hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, heightening our state of alertness and preparing our bodies for a potential threat. Understanding how our bodies respond to anger can help us better manage this powerful emotion. Now that we've understood what happens when we get angry, how can we keep our cool when our temper flares? The first step to managing anger is recognizing what triggers it. These triggers could be anything from a rude comment to a traffic jam. By identifying these triggers, we can better prepare ourselves for when they arise and react more calmly and rationally. The next step is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being present in the moment and accepting it without judgment. By focusing on the here and now, we can prevent ourselves from dwelling on past grudges or worrying about future conflicts. It's about observing our feelings without getting swept away by them. Now let's talk about relaxation techniques. Deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and visualization are all powerful tools that can help calm the mind and body. Imagine yourself in a peaceful place, or repeat a calming word or phrase to yourself. These techniques can create a relaxation response, which is the body's way of counteracting the stress response that often accompanies anger. Developing problem-solving skills can also be incredibly useful in managing anger. Instead of focusing on what's making us angry, we can focus on finding solutions. This shift in focus can lead to a decrease in anger and an increase in feelings of empowerment and control. But what if you're feeling overwhelmed by anger? It's important to seek help when necessary. There are a wealth of resources available, including self-help books, anger management classes, and professional therapy. There's no shame in seeking help. In fact, it's one of the bravest things you can do. In conclusion, managing anger isn't about suppressing or ignoring it. It's about recognizing it, understanding it, and dealing with it in a healthy way. It's about turning a potentially destructive emotion into a constructive one. It's about taking control of your life and your emotions rather than letting them control you. Remember, it's not about avoiding anger. It's about managing it in a healthy way. Let's revisit what we've learned about the fiery emotion called anger. We've established that anger is a normal, natural emotion. It's not inherently good or bad, but rather, how we manage and express it can have significant effects on our relationships and overall well-being. We've also delved into the physiology of anger. We've explored how our bodies respond to triggers and how this emotional response can sometimes feel like an uncontrollable force. This understanding helps us to recognize the signs of anger early on, allowing us to intervene before things escalate. Finally, we've shared some effective strategies for managing anger. These include deep breathing, taking a time out, and practicing mindfulness. These techniques are designed to help us respond to anger in a healthier, more constructive way, rather than reacting impulsively. By understanding anger and how to manage it, we can take control of our reactions and lead more peaceful, productive lives. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to receive more videos like this one.